Hi Virgo, this is your forecast for the month of March 2017. This is a general reading for Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising, or Virgo Moon. If you have a different rising or moon sign, you might find watching those videos helpful or more informative for you. Please remember that these are general readings, and so they may not apply to everyone. If you would like a personal reading that is specific to you, please visit my website at thealchemistastrologer.com. If you enjoyed February's love readings, then visit my Vimeo site by clicking the link in the description box below. For the price of a latte, you can have access to your love reading for your sign, whether you're single, dating, or in a long-term relationship. Now, the fourth week, you have the Devil card. So this isn't the best note to end the month on, because this is a card about limitations, restrictions. Now maybe you're still restricting your emotions in some way and you have some regret. You wish you had handled things more effectively. Or perhaps, again, now the King of Cups could have been some addictive behavior and the devil is reinforcing that. So this is some chronic bad habits or patterns, some obsessions, whether that's with sex, money, or power, that could be an issue. Now, it could be also that you're turning your back on some type of partnership, whether that's romantic or business, and maybe that is the restriction. It's either a restriction or an obligation. So the devil says that this is a week where you're very determined. Maybe you're determined to get a partnership back on track. Whatever it is, your material and your emotional urges are very strong and they're tied together. And so this is a week where you are able to convince yourself of whatever course of action you take is the right course of action. Whether it actually is or not is in question, but you will be able to convince yourself if it meets your needs. You'll also be able to influence other people to do what it is that you want them to do. This is going to be a week where control is very important, because you may give in to some things, especially if that King of Cups had any self-indulgent or obsessive traits. This could be very difficult for you this week not to give in to those temptations, whatever they may be. Because again, you're strongly driven by your desires, by your ambitions. Now, some of you, this is going to be a week where you have a flash of brilliance. Something is going to come to you about maybe perhaps how to save the day, something you hadn't thought of before. But for others of you, this is another, trick up your sleeve that's going to come to no end. You're pushing things too far and there's going to be a price to pay. So this is a week to be very practical, you'll be very enthusiastic about whatever it is that you desire, but you will need to maintain your common sense. You could be putting yourself out there. Maybe you want to make some kind of gain. You want people to know your name. You want people to know who you are. You want to make your mark, or you want that recognition from that other person. And so you're going all out to get it, which is fine. If you're not being foolish, if you're not taking unnecessary risk. Also, this is a week where you have very strong insight into the psyche of others. You can see, when they say something, you immediately know what the power behind the words are, or if in fact the words they spoke were the words they actually meant. So you're going to be very good at judging people and their intentions this week. One of the issues for you, though, will be procrastination. You may have a tendency to put things off or, again, take some foolish risks that create problematic situations for you. Part of this week could be centered around fear. This is a card that's tied to Saturn, the planet of limitation, the planet that teaches us, this is the hard life lessons, the lessons of hard knocks, with the end result being that anything that was not structurally sound is going to fall away. So you may be tested by extra burdens, by limitation, by restriction, by time delays, authority figures. You may have dealings with a Capricorn person this week. But this is all about responsibility, and it may seem more than usual. Saturn is also about our fears, our cynicism, because we are afraid. We're afraid that we won't be able to survive. So this is a week where survival instincts and self-preservation, self-interest, and possibly selfishness could be an issue. So you may have questions about a partnership. You may feel a sense of loss or regret, or feel as if you need to turn your back on a partnership. And it may center around fear. Again, fear of intimacy, fear of sharing too much, fear that the other person is going to try to exploit or use or take advantage of. In whatever kind of context that is your situation. This is a week, again, to not be tempted, to not be seduced by things that are harmful to you, and to understand what your limitations are. Now, some of you, maybe you got involved in a partnership and you regret it because now it's an oppressive situation. It's a burden to you. And initially you may have seen it as, a challenge, and, it sparked that ambition, that drive you had. And now you're looking at it as a dead-end situation. It has become an albatross around your neck. So this is a week to, whatever you do, in all dealings, maintain your sense of integrity. You will be facing temptation. You will want to wield influence in ways at times that may be harmful. So this is about, basically at the end of the day, being a decent human being and making good choices. Now, some of you, this may tie into maybe a travel restriction of some sort, or again, trying to expand or trying to push some boundaries, or realizing that you've been limiting yourself in many ways that don't serve you and that you need to take a new approach, do something different.